What's going on, YouTube? Today I want to show you guys my new torch I picked up. This is going to be an Oxy Propane setup. Now I bought this torch. I've had this torch for probably 4 years. I've never used it. This was at Lowe's. This is a Harris style torch. Everybody around here uses Victor, but I went in Lowe's one day and they had this torch with these two regulators. The gauge was missing off the regulator. Somebody had opened the package and stole like the brazen tips and stuff out of it. So I had this torch with two regulators, and it had the small hose, the 3/16 by 20 foot or 25 foot, whatever it comes with, for like $100. And I couldn't pass that up. That wasn't what I went in Lowe's for, but I couldn't pass it up because these regulators here are worth more than that. So anyway, I picked it up and I've never done anything with it. I went to Tractor Supply and bought a tip for acetylene, and then I decided I wasn't going to go that route because the price of the oxygen acetylene bottle was so high. I found out I could go with Oxy Propane, set up and do what I need to do. So I ordered all the rest of these tips here off of Amazon, and I have, that is a 00 tip. I've got a number 1 tip, a number 2 tip, and a number 3. If you'll notice on the end of this, it's a NFF instead of a NX as on the rest of them. This number 3 NFF here is for heavy preheat, for rust, mill scale and whatnot. So if I'm going to wash off some bolts or something, I'll use that. I've already installed this number 1. I bought 2 number 1 tips, and that's what I've got installed in the torch right now. And I'm not sure if any of you guys, I'm going to tighten that up. I'm not sure if any of you guys know anything about the propane tips, but they're 2-piece. Let's see if I can take this apart here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a 2-piece tip. Just like that, and your propane comes around, your oxygen goes through the center, obviously. But that is a 00 tip right there. Be used on cutting some thin stuff, and the number 1 would be my most used tip probably for what I usually do. But these were a lot cheaper buying them off of Amazon. I want to say about $6 a piece, $6 to $8 a piece. I don't really remember. It wasn't a whole lot. The striker come with the kit, I do believe. This hose here, this is a T-grade hose. You have to have T-grade hose for running propane. They say the regular R-grade hose, the propane will eventually deteriorate it. So I ordered this 50-foot hose. I also ordered it off of Amazon. I don't remember how much it was. 60, 70 bucks maybe. Like I say, I don't really remember. But I'm going to get all this hooked up. And here's my propane bottle right here. It's a 40-pound bottle. I've been running my grill off of it. It's almost empty. So maybe we got enough propane in there to do a little job I need to do. And this is my oxygen bottle. So let me get this hooked up and I'll be right back with you. Okay, for y'all that's new to the channel or just might not new, I used to be a millwright in industrial mechanics and whatnot. This was my most handy tool right here that I carried just about everywhere when we had a equipment broke, whether it be a conveyor that needed adjustment or anything. Spud Crescent, that is the actual Crescent brand. It works great for this here, putting regulators on. This here will stick in the cap, in the hole in the cap, and loosen the cap up. So that's a little handy tip for any of you that do not have one of these. This is one of the handiest tools you can have, in my opinion, to tote around if you're working on, whether it be a tractor out in the backyard or whatever it might be, hooking up these bottles. It's just a great tool. So stick this in this hole here, and you can break that bottle top loose just like that right there. Now you don't want to stick it too far in there. You can damage the valve, but just the tip of it right there, and then it'll unscrew. Also, we do have flashback arresters on these regulators here. Be careful not to knock these bottles over. It is, they're not chained to the wall. So we want to blow any dust out of that oxygen bottle that may have been there. Good and snug. Some really nice looking hose here. Well coat Premier welding hose. This is a 1/4 inch hose instead of the smaller 3/16. Have to slide this little gold piece down here and separate the hoses a little further to get them to hook up here. The oxygen hose is standard thread. Your propane and acetylene hose are left-hand thread. Also, the acetylene, for those of you who didn't know, the acetylene thread is the same as the propane thread as far as where it screws in the tank. I use a small crescent wrench to snug these up. They don't have to be very tight, just snug. And we will roll the hose out and hook the torch up outside. And be very careful not to pull on the hose and turn the bottles over. Alright YouTube, got the torch hooked up. I'm going to slowly open this oxygen cylinder. Let it fill the line. I have hooked these regulators up with a friend of mine's torch. I did some brazing in my air conditioner, so I think they're already set or pretty close. Turn that up a little bit. And I'm going to cut them back off. Check for leaks. Gauges are staying solid. Slowly turn it back on. Alright, and we're going to go outside and do a little cutting. That propane bottle is just in here for temporary. I brought it in from outside. It's really not smart to have this in your house. I'm leaving the door open. I'm just going to do a little bit of cutting for a short period of time. Then I'm going to unhook everything and put the cap back on the oxygen bottle, move the propane back outside. I'm trying to get my shop rigged up. That just hasn't happened yet, so this is what I'm having to do. But like I say, it's really not smart to have this in your house. Alright, YouTube, we're going to have to get some water and put the fire out there. Alright, let's try that again. Hopefully without setting on the yard on fire this time. Alright, YouTube, it cuts pretty good. I don't have the most steady hand out here. I don't have a really good workbench or anything, just the old toolbox laying here, but it cuts as good as acetylene does. To me, I don't see a problem with it.